Good morning, traders. So how do we trade the Dow Jones today? So the previous high level was pretty much hit yesterday. So there was a previous swing high there. It's that second blue line. And we drill down to the lower time frames. You'll see that we actually tagged that pretty well. Okay, so there it is there. That is kind of what we were expecting. So if you did get along on any of these pullbacks, that would have been your target that you were aiming for. And you could have taken a short scalp off that as well if you wanted to, but that's not something that I typically trade, not when the trend is this strong to the upside. Okay, however, what we do have here is kind of a topping pattern, so sort of a head and shoulders here, so shoulder, head, and shoulder. Okay, and I'm still looking for a pullback. So those are the two areas I'm looking for a pullback. I'm either looking for price to consolidate at 26570, or alternatively here around 26500. Okay, if I look at the hour, now we had the warning yesterday. See how the grouping was here. You see how we stepped outside the Bollinger Band. Okay, and you can see how we sort of went sideways and the indicators are coming off. Okay, so our current sell-off is based on Asia. Asia is falling off. The fact that we gapped up like this is fairly significant, but for me, we rallied, we consolidated, we've broken through the consolidation. I want to see a retest of that consolidation. And if you look at the 4 hour, you can see way outside the Bollinger Band here, grouping and crossover. So this is not an area that you want to be long on a swing trade. Okay, and if you look in the past, you can see when we group like this and we're on the top or outside the Bollinger Band there, you can see we tend to fall off. Okay, so I'm still waiting for this area down here, 26,500, to be tagged. And so in other words, I'm looking for one of these levels, for price to hit one of these levels, and for these indicators to move to the bottom. Okay, ideally I want to see the momentum index below the Bollinger Band, and I want to see the stochastics pull back and starting to turn up. And that is my signal for the swing trade to the upside. Okay, so for now, not something that I actually want to get involved in at the moment. So I don't see a decent long entry, although it is starting to brew. And if I look at the half hour, you'll probably find it starting to brew as well, pretty significantly. But I suspect we're going to move to the downside. And have a look at this first level. It lines up with the 200 moving average on the half hour. So that's definitely the first area to watch for. Okay, 26,570. But this gap will be another magnet. So I'd really like to see that close. So 46,500 area. That's kind of a gap close, also a bit of a retest. And we can take it back from there. Okay, so for me today, it's more than likely a wait and see day until I can see some price action off the bottom. Okay, so I'm really just looking for the swing trade on this. I'm not looking for the daily scalps. So it just basically means we need to wait a bit longer, because we're not trading a 5 minute or a 6 minute chart. So wait a bit longer, wait for a decent signal, and then get in long. Okay, so that's kind of my short and sweet view of this morning. There's nothing really else that I can see apart from the fact, apart from the fact that we have this downward trend line here. Okay, and yesterday we did create new highs. See, new high, new high, new high, low, higher low, lower low, lower low. Okay, so it's just really confusion. There's no real strong signals, long or short at the moment. So I do suspect we're just going to drift through this morning, unless some really big news comes out this morning that's going to drive this market higher. So at this stage, I think drift a bit lower, and I'm going to just wait for price action to indicate that we need to get long again. And obviously, as I said, my biggest concern is the 4-hour. You can see how we've grouped, and we've crossed over on one of the oscillators, on one of the stochastics. We're outside the Bollinger Band here. So this is Bollinger Band diversions. Okay, we don't have normal diversions, but we've got Bollinger diversions, and we've got a grouping. Okay, and then you've got an inside bar here, and even though we've got these tails here that the buyers are in, it's because we're in a very strong trend, and that's why you see the sell-off, and then the buyers make significant money. Then the sellers, and then the buyers come in, and the sellers, and then the buyers come in. Okay, this is typical when you're in an uptrend. So the sellers try to push it down, the buyers see value and they buy. They can't get above there, they get out. They buy again, they can't get above this high, they get out. They buy again, can't get above this high, they get out. They buy again, they get above this high, they get above this high, they get above this high, and this high. So for the buyers right now, they're looking at this going, okay, we've got a chance. They may not be in at this level. They may wait for another pullback, because now what they're looking for, we had a double bottom here. They were looking for a new higher low, and they'll be looking to get in. Okay, so that's kind of my view on this at the moment. Nothing really to take at the moment, but I am waiting patiently for a decent pullback back down to one of these two levels. So it's either 26,570 or at gap close 26,500. Okay, and that would give me my swing trade. So anyway, guys, that's my view on the Dow Jones for today. Hope it does help, and be sure to enjoy your day, and I'll catch up with you later. Cheers for now.